What's going on, y'all? It's One Way to Flood. It's another episode of Free Game Thursdays. Um, this episode, man, we're going to talk about some of these terms. We're going to talk about energy, frequency. Okay, we're going to talk about some of these terms that are thrown around, by different communities and whatnot. I hear this, especially in the woke community, right? You hear people talk about some of these things, and you really understand that some of it don't line up, right? So let's just go ahead and break down. Um, First, we'll talk about frequency, and a lot of times people look at frequency. First off, they talk about frequency as if it is energy. You know what I'm saying? And then they talk about frequency in a linear kind of perspective. And so all frequency is speed. Okay, frequency is how fast something is vibrating, how fast it's going. So somebody can be vibrating fast and they can be vibrating slow, fast and slow. Okay, and then you have a disposition, right? So if I were to put this on a grid, let's say we got our y-axis and our x-axis, right? So you can put these, and if then we have negative and positive, right? And we got negative and positive. Now on the y-axis, we're gonna put speed, okay? Or we can put, no, we won't put speed. We'll put disposition on the y-axis, okay? Then on the x-axis, we'll put speed, right? And so basically, all I'm trying to show you is that you can vibrate fast or slow, and then you can have a negative, a positive or a negative disposition. You get what I'm saying? So, and then there's your grid there. So it's not just, oh, he's vibrating high, you know what I'm saying? Or he's vibrating, he's a low vibrate. Like sometimes, like I get what people be trying to say, but there's a lot more like gray area. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just, oh, he's vibrating low, he's vibrating high. Like that shit don't work like that. Like y'all gotta understand too. These are just polarities. Okay, the society gave you the good and bad. Don't get me wrong. There is to my principle, to your principle, there is a perspective. There's universal laws. You know what I'm saying, that you are to align with. You know what I'm saying. So, and those laws pretty much define, how the universe works. So what you put into the universe, you are going to get back from the universe. Now, it might not be manifested in the same way, okay? But it will be the same principle, right? It can manifest in multiple ways, different degrees, right? So we're talking about frequency and good and bad, which a lot of people see positive and negative and think good and bad. It's not really good and bad. A lot of times it just falls into within the paradigm that you have for good and bad, right? Positive and negative are just opposites. They're just opposite polarities. That's it. They just are. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll give you this example. Even when you have the superhero and the villain, right? The villain is not the villain from the villain's perspective. Most times, right? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times the villain feels justified the villain, thinks they're fucking saving the world. You know what I'm saying? This is just opposite fucking perspective. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, we're talking about dispositions or polarities, you know what I'm saying? Positive is just the opposite of negative, and that's all it is, just like in the yin and yang, right? So another thing, you know what I'm saying, and the goal, I'll say more on that. So the true goal is balance, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you're not somebody that's just as far away on the benevolent side of the spectrum is just as far away as somebody that's all the way on the negative disposition, you know what I'm saying, or the ego that just as far gone as, you know what I'm saying, from the source, which is, you know what I'm saying, the source connection point for all frequencies, whatever you want to call it. We'll break that down a little bit, right? So, but to really understand this thing, we're in an illusion of separation, right? We are all part of one entity, okay? And here on this reality, on this level where things are basically vibrating slower, on a slower frequency, you perceive more separation. Okay, you perceive yourself separate. Mothers more people, right? You see different people, but all of us are just different expressions of one super consciousness. You're like a sliver of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? You're meant to be unique. You're meant to have your own expression. You're meant to have your own perspective, right? And so when we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, what energy is, you know what I'm saying, and why these laws work the way they are, a lot of it has to do with that principle right there. We're not really individuals at all. You know what I'm saying? We are on a reality. You gotta stick with me. We are on this frequent, on, you know what I'm saying, we perceive ourselves as such, you know what I'm saying, relative to the reality that we're at. But if you were to look at this like a pyramid, right? And so we're like at the bottom of the pyramid. We're like we're getting like the ripples of things, right? And you exist on an infinite number of realities, right? And when we get to defining realities, right? You could do this multiple ways, but we're just talking about different speeds of frequency. Now, you get to another dimension each 90 degrees, you know what I'm saying? So I won't go that deep into it, but yeah, so realities are just different speeds of different frequency speeds, right? So you talk about the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension, we're talking about a faster speed than the third. Now, to really understand the totality of this reality, you have to understand that we're not just existing in the third dimension, but like more so what we perceive is really the third, fourth, and fifth working in conjunction together. Okay, so you have, you know what I'm saying, you're in 4D tech, right? And you know, to perceive the fourth dimension just has to do with transmutation, right? So we're going from one threshold of you know what I'm saying, one frequency speed and making it quantum leap to the next threshold, right? So you perceive the fourth. They don't want you to think that you can perceive the fourth, or they try to show you fucking fourth dimension and make it think it has to do with time. Time is contingent on frequency, okay? So, and I lay this, I'm kind of going on a tangent, but I lay this shit out for you. If you can, they think motherfuckers they think y'all so dumb. Like, if you get, so when we add, I'll just keep it simple. We got each dimension, right? We'll go from, and we get a different direction of travel, right? So we've already gone this way, you know what I'm saying? By the time that we've got to the third, we're seemingly out of ways to travel, right? No. You condense and you can expand, right? There's your fourth, there's a new way of travel. So condensing and expanding, and they actually show you this shit. It's funny. They show you this shit, they'll show you a cube, right? They show you this cube, and then they show you this little cube inside it. It has got these lines going through it. And they make you think, this is how you do. Now, bro, it's showing you condensing and expanding. That's what the fuck is that? It's just not an animation. That's the fucking fourth dimension. And they don't want you to know that shit because exercising the fourth dimension is alchemy, okay? They don't want you to know about alchemy. All this is an alchemic process that we're in. Everything we're doing is in a sense, you should be doing alchemy. You know what I'm saying? The alchemic process, refining yourself, self-mastery, all that shit goes into it. Sorry if I got off on a tangent. But back to what I was saying, you know what I'm saying, about the pyramid. Okay, so on a slower frequency, we perceive ourselves separately, right? And as you speed up, and if you look at that pyramid, like the tip being the source, okay, This is where we are fully aware of our connection to the source. There is no separation. You're the source. We're all there. And all of these different levels within that pyramid are existing at the same time, happening right now. Okay, as I say, exist on an infinite number of realities and frequencies. Now, as you go up this, you might manifest differently. You combine with different. It's hard to fully put into words, but you might manifest differently, bro. Up here, you might manifest as a fucking tree. Your trees are not looking the same when you start getting up here. Your trees are animate. Things are more animate. I'm gonna go that deep into it, but y'all are gonna. I mean, things are gonna. Y'all are gonna see this because the frequency is speeding up on this plane, and you can track some of these things. Like I said, everything I can break some of these things down with science, Western science, or like this. But if you go ahead and go look up the Schumann resonance, you're gonna see if you track the Schumann resonance, you're gonna see that the frequency of this place has been steadily increasing. And so what that basically means is some of us that weren't already privy to it and that weren't really waking up don't have a choice anymore. You're gonna start seeing some shit, realizing some shit, getting some downloads, whether you want to or not. That's just the time we in. It's the time of knowing. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. So I wanted to break down some of the term frequency, energy, understanding, but energy, frequency, all of that reaches an equilibrium too. So this is the same reason why I talk about when I'm talking about sharing your plans of being around like-minded individuals, because people that are, you know what I'm saying, that aren't aligned with what you're doing, or even just in their own shit, bro, you get too involved in their shit, then you start shifting. Yeah, like I said, it reaches an equilibrium. Okay, so when we're talking about staying focused on specifically what you want, all of these different things are just frequencies. When you're manifesting something, when you're looking to attain something, you are just aligning with a specific frequency, or really, I should say coordinate. I shouldn't say frequency, I should say coordinate, right? Because it's a speed and disposition. And that's why your emotions, your energy in motion, right? Your what you're visualizing, okay? All of these things go into this, like, and so when you're basically looking to align with a specific coordinate. I'm gonna stop saying frequency, right? And so every reality exists. You know what I'm saying? Everything is already out there. You've already done that shit. Whatever you're trying to do or accomplish, you just need to align with that channel, coordinate, whatever you want to call it. So how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? One, you're visualizing it, right? Then you're speaking it, and then you're doing. What are the like I said, somebody want to be a fucking millionaire. What are the habits of a millionaire? What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff just equates to a specific coordinate. You know what I'm saying? Specific channels, like dialing a radio station. You're just doing it manually without the knob. You know what I'm saying? You're doing all the internal work. You know what I mean? So yeah. So understand, the real overstand these terms. You know what I'm saying? Like, break that down. Overstanding and understanding. Understand something, you get the concept. You can define the concept. You know what I'm saying? You can see how you can use the concept. When you understand the concept, you've realized the concept. You see how that concept affects other parts, and you can see the different degrees of that principle or concept. So meaning that if I need to tell this to you in a different way, I understand the principle, so I can show it to you at a different degree. So you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Overstanding is mastery. So people throw that shit around like, overstand, like, they don't know what the fuck, you know what I mean? So I don't be saying this shit without, you know what I'm saying? I really be saying what the fuck I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? So understanding is just, boom, you get it. You get the concept. Like, there's levels to this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You could believe something, then you know something, and people think it stops there. No, after you know something, you realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you make it real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it keeps going beyond that, like, when you believe something, there's still doubt. There's still lie and belief, you know. But yeah, but what's some other concepts? I ain't really planned this one today, but I just figured we start going over some, because y'all are gonna see more of these terms more. There's something you're not used to, you feel me? But yeah, so you know what I'm saying? I just want to talk about a little bit about that stuff. Hopefully, then even break down the yin and yang, man. I do like going over this too, for clarity. The yin and yang is a great demonstration and depiction. Right, you can look at the yin and yang as emotions, right? You have the like I said, you got those two polarities, right? Negative and positive, okay? And then you have the line in the middle. You won't even notice the line if you're just looking at the two halves. The line in the middle is the only thing that's real. It's the only thing that's true. Everything that emanates, that's the source. Okay, everything that emanates off that line is just a degree of the truth, which is consequently a degree of a lie. Feel me? So truth lies in emotion. You know what I'm saying? It's temporary. You know what I mean? So I'll let y'all digest that a little bit, but yeah. Hopefully I ain't ramble for too long, man. But yeah, man, this pregame Thursday, man. Y'all take it easy. This one way to flood, man. Y'all stay up. Oh, motherfucker. It ain't even like that, man. I'm on a hill right now, bro.
If people play they part in they tragedies, hater make a hater a master, he make a masterpiece. And dog, you gon' be puzzled by life until you masterpiece. I blow palms casually.